What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, the United States and Iran are effectively fighting a limited naval war in the Persian Gulf while trying to negotiate a nuclear agreement at the exact same time? What if I told you Ukraine has started fighting battles with almost no human soldiers involved? Or that Washington is becoming increasingly worried it's walking into a United States-China summit from a position of weakness? Because that's where we are. And when you zoom out, all of these stories are connected. This isn't just about Iran, or Russia, or China. It's about the breakdown of the old geopolitical system. The world is entering an era where wars don't fully end, ceasefires don't create peace, and AI is transforming warfare in real time. Energy markets are becoming weapons, and global powers are increasingly improvising from crisis to crisis. So today, we're going to break down the latest on Iran and the Strait of Hormuz and why Russia-Ukraine may be turning. We'll also look at the shift in Venezuela and why the upcoming Trump-Xi summit suddenly has Washington nervous. Let's start with Iran. Despite the headlines fading slightly, the situation in the Gulf remains extraordinarily dangerous. What's happened is that the war has evolved into something strange, a ceasefire without real peace. The Americans believe the economic blockade will force Iran into concessions. The Iranians believe Trump does not want another major war. Trump reportedly became frustrated that the United States still couldn't fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Then came Project Freedom. 2 American destroyers entered the strait supported by fighter aircraft, Apache helicopters, and layered missile defense systems. The convoy was immediately attacked. Drones, cruise missiles, fast boat swarm tactics. The Americans successfully defended the ships, but Iran escalated elsewhere. Instead of widening attacks across the Gulf, the Iranians selectively targeted additional tankers. The message was simple: the strait will not reopen unless Iran agrees to the terms. Then Project Freedom suddenly collapsed. The real pressure point may not be military, it may be economic. Gasoline prices across the United States are climbing rapidly. Now let's move to Ukraine. The war is becoming the world's first large-scale AI-assisted autonomous conflict. Ukraine is conducting operations where almost no soldiers physically enter the battlefield. Explosive robotic ground vehicles hit trench positions. Constant drone noise overhead. Permanent surveillance. Psychologically, it's devastating, especially for poorly trained troops. Ukraine's long-range strikes inside Russia are becoming more aggressive. Oil infrastructure, strategic facilities, even symbolic targets inside Moscow. Ukraine is becoming militarily self-sufficient, building its own drones, its own AI warfare infrastructure. This has enormous implications. Briefly, Venezuela. We are seeing a controlled state transition. Marco Rubio is quietly becoming a central figure managing the process. Political prisoners are being released. Media restrictions are easing slightly. International investors are cautiously re-engaging. Finally, China. Washington suddenly appears nervous heading into the Trump-Xi summit. Beijing believes time is on China's side. Beijing now sees multiple American vulnerabilities: Iran, energy markets, inflation, and political polarization ahead of the midterms. Trump reportedly wants China to pressure Iran. Xi Jinping likely sees that as leverage, not cooperation. The old global system was built around stability. Today's system is increasingly built around managed instability. The world is not entering a new Cold War. It's entering something far more fragmented, and potentially far less predictable. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe, leave a comment with your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.